Join me as I dig into the Yamasee War and try to uncover how it changed Indigenous history forever. In this video, you'll explore the Yamasee War, a conflict that took place in the early 18th century, and understand why it was significant in American history. This war was a culmination of years of tension and conflict between European colonizers and Native American tribes. It's a story of trade disputes, exploitation, and ultimately, a fight for survival. Today, we're going to dive into the events that led up to the war, the key players involved, and the long-term consequences of this pivotal conflict. The Yamasee War was a turning point in American history, and it's essential to understand the context in which it took place. The early 18th century was a time of rapid colonial expansion, and European settlers were moving further and further into Native American territories. This led to inevitable conflicts over land, resources, and trading rights. The Yamasee tribe, in particular, had grown weary of the exploitation and mistreatment they suffered at the hands of European colonizers. As we explore this conflict, you'll learn about the key figures involved, from the leaders of the Yamasee tribe to the European colonizers who sparked the war. You'll also discover the strategies employed by both sides during the conflict, and how these tactics ultimately influenced the outcome of the war. By the end of this video, you'll have a deeper understanding of the Yamasee War and its lasting impact on American history. The Yamasee War was not just a conflict between Native American tribes and European colonizers, it was also a fight for survival. The Yamasee tribe had seen their way of life threatened by the encroachment of European settlers, and they fought back fiercely to protect their lands and their people. On the other hand, the European colonizers were determined to expand their territories and establish control over the region. As we delve deeper into the war, you'll learn about the events that led up to the conflict, including trade disputes, broken treaties, and violent clashes between colonizers and Native Americans. You'll discover how the Yamasee tribe, once allies of the European colonizers, came to see them as a threat to their very existence. The tensions between European settlers and the Yamasee tribe had been building for years, and it was only a matter of time before conflict broke out. The Yamasee tribe had grown tired of being exploited and mistreated by the Europeans, and they saw the growing colonial presence as a threat to their way of life. In response, they launched a series of attacks on European settlements, hoping to drive them out of their territories. The European colonizers, on the other hand, were determined to expand their territories and establish control over the region. They saw the Yamasee tribe as an obstacle to their goals, and they were willing to do whatever it took to remove them. This included forming alliances with other Native American tribes, launching brutal attacks on Yamasee villages, and engaging in a scorched earth policy to deprive the tribe of food and resources. The war raged on for several years, with both sides suffering heavy losses. The Yamasee tribe fought bravely, using guerrilla warfare and ambushes to attack European settlements. The European colonizers, on the other hand, relied on their superior firepower and organization to launch devastating attacks on Yamasee villages. As the war dragged on, it became clear that the Yamasee tribe was fighting a losing battle. Their numbers were dwindling, and their villages were being destroyed one by one. Despite their bravery, they were no match for the superior might of the European colonizers. The turning point of the war came when the European colonizers launched a series of devastating attacks on Yamasee villages, killing hundreds of tribe members and destroying their crops. This was a brutal and decisive blow, and it marked the beginning of the end for the Yamasee tribe. The outcome of the war was a crushing defeat for the Yamasee tribe. They were forced to cede their lands to the European colonizers, and many of their people were killed or displaced. The war marked the beginning of a long and painful period of colonial expansion, during which Native American tribes were forcibly removed from their lands and subjected to brutal treatment. The Yamasee War had a profound impact on both the colonists and Native American tribes. For the colonists, It marked a turning point in their expansionist policies, as they began to realize the long-term consequences of their actions. For the Native American tribes, it was a devastating blow, one that would set the stage for centuries of conflict and exploitation. The war also had significant long-term consequences for colonial expansion and Native American relations. It marked the beginning of a period of intense conflict between European colonizers and Native American tribes, a conflict that would last for centuries. It also led to the development of new policies and strategies for dealing with Native American tribes, including forced relocation, assimilation, and cultural suppression. In conclusion, the Yamasee War was a pivotal moment in American history, one that had far-reaching consequences for both the colonists and Native American tribes. Today, we remember this conflict as a powerful reminder of the importance of understanding and respecting the histories and cultures of indigenous peoples. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to learn more about fascinating historical events, be sure to check out my other videos for more insights and analysis.